Light is Britain's far-right conspiracy theory paper spreading hate and vicious lies. No, that's what the BBC say. The Light is the only national newspaper bringing you the real news and informed opinion on what's really going on today. You can subscribe, order copies, submit articles, and read back issues on our website, thelightpaper.co.uk, and see for yourself why the establishment are so worried about the uncensored truth getting out to people every month. The Light Paper. Not far right, just right so far. Thelightpaper.co.uk.
Scene script. Have you ever pondered the idea of financial independence and early retirement? The notion of not having to clock in at 9 or wrestle with the daily grind? Imagine a life where you're not shackled by financial obligations or a demanding job. It's not an impossible dream, but a reality for those who embrace the FIRE movement. That's financial independence, retire early. Consider the tale of Jane, a woman in her early 30s. Jane was an ordinary person living an ordinary life. She had a 9-to-5 job, a mortgage, car payments, and a lifestyle that was comfortable but hardly extravagant. And like most people, she dreamed of a life where she didn't have to worry about money. Jane decided to make a change. She began by cutting back on non-essential expenses, saving as much of her income as possible. She invested wisely, focusing on assets that generated passive income that didn't require her to trade time for money. Slowly but surely, Jane began to build her financial independence. She was still working, but she was no longer living paycheck to paycheck. She had a safety net, a cushion that gave her the freedom to make choices based on what she wanted, not what she needed. Fast forward 10 years, Jane, now in her early 40s, had achieved her goal. She was financially independent. She had enough passive income to cover her living expenses, and she no longer needed to work to survive. She was free to retire early, to spend her time as she pleased. Jane's story may seem extraordinary, but it's not unique. It's the story of anyone who has embraced the principles of the FIRE movement. It's a tale of discipline, of sacrifice, and of a relentless pursuit of financial independence. To summarize, the key points discussed today revolve around the idea of financial independence and early retirement. It requires discipline and sacrifice, cutting back on non-essential expenses and saving as much as possible. It involves investing wisely, focusing on assets that generate passive income. But most importantly, it requires a change in mindset. It's about seeing money not as a means to buy things, but as a tool to buy freedom. It's about understanding the true value of time and the freedom that comes with not having to trade it for money. This is the essence of the FIRE movement. It's not just about retiring early, it's about achieving financial independence, about gaining the freedom to live life on your own terms. Like Jane, you too can embrace the principles of the FIRE movement and embark on a journey towards financial independence and early retirement. After all, the only thing standing between you and your financial freedom is you.
Ever wondered how much you'd need to save to achieve financial independence? The answer lies within the mathematics of a concept known as FIRE, which stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. The most essential number in your journey to financial independence is calculated by multiplying your annual spend by 25. Notice the emphasis on annual spend, not annual income. This calculation is based on the principle that you need £300 invested for every pound you wish to spend each month in passive income. Hence, your FIRE number is also your monthly spend times 300. This mathematical principle is founded on the 4% safe withdrawal rate, as defined by financial advisor William Bengen. He proposed this rate after analyzing the S&P 500, which typically produces an average of better than 10% growth per year when studied over a period of approximately 30 years. Bengen considered factors such as inflation and market volatility. After studying previous market activity, he concluded that a 4% rate of withdrawal per year would provide for a 30-year sustainable portfolio in the vast majority of cases. So to paint a clearer picture, if your monthly spend is £1,000, then your target for financial independence is 300 times 1,000, or £300,000. Alternatively, if your annual spend is £12,000, your financial independence target is 25 times 12,000, which also equates to £300,000. The first step in planning your financial independence, therefore, lies in understanding your monthly and yearly expenditure. Without this knowledge, it is impossible to take further strides towards your financial freedom. In summary, the mathematics of FIRE revolves around the principle of multiplying your annual spend by 25 or your monthly spend by 300 based on the 4% safe withdrawal rate. Knowing your monthly and annual spend is crucial in determining the amount you need to save to achieve financial independence. Armed with this knowledge, you can then plan your journey towards financial freedom. Remember, the journey to financial independence is not a sprint, but a marathon. Embrace the mathematics of FIRE and take the first step towards your financial independence today.
Right, good morning guys. It is 9:38 on Monday the 27th of October 2025, and that means that we are 3 years and 30 weeks into, or rather completed, of this roughly 8-year FIRE journey. Bear with me as I adjust the mic settings here, because I can see that it's just a little bit on the low side, and it needs to be slightly increased, just a little bit. That looks a little bit more like what it should be. Okay, let's have a look at where we are sitting currently. So the current market price for the S&P 500, £97.34, up 0.2% today so far. And if you look at the graph here, you can see that it has quite well surpassed the previous high, which was in around about £93.50-ish. So we've gone beyond that now. Obviously, as you can see, there's a tiny little bit of red there. There was a little bit of market hesitancy as the price hit the previous high point. No real surprise, but pretty clear market confidence, I suppose you might say, by the looks of things there. If we look at the figures for the portfolio, the current value is just sitting below 30,000, so 29,958. The current return on investment 34%. And there are 307 shares in the portfolio. Current average purchase price sitting at 72.54, which is represented by this lower green line here. Let's just have a look actually at Monzo before we look at the notifications.
I want a bank that makes money easy.
That sounds perfectly reasonable.
And you are?
We're a bank called Monzo.
Oh.
I want a bank that shows me what I spend instantly.
No problem, just give us a go. See?
Can you make splitting bills easy?
Super easy, check this out.
But it's a real faff to sign up.
It takes less than 10 minutes.
Race you.
You're on.
Can I talk to a real person 24/7?
Of course.
Even now?
Yep.
Even now?
Anytime.
Can you tell me when I'm running a little low on cash?
We certainly can.
Cool. Can I afford these?
You certainly can't, sorry. can't afford that either.
That's a real shame.
Not really. Time's up. How'd you get on?
It's a draw.
Can you help me save for my next holiday?
Oh, how about you set up a savings pot in the Monzo app called Barbados, baby?
Thanks for listening, Monzo.
We're all ears.
We can go now.
Rude. You make Monzo Monzo.
Okay, as mentioned below the video there are affiliate links in the description, one for Monzo, one for Smarty Mobile, both companies that I use and I'm very happy with. Happy to promote them, obviously. With that said, let's have a look at the notifications. So quite a few this time. Biggest stocks before earnings. I'm not sure if that's ENI or NE. Keurig Dr. Pepper, Revity, Bank of Hawaii. I think that's Daco New Energy. Then Ford Motor up 9% after Q3 earnings beat expectations with revenue topping $47 billion. Coinbase gains 7% on JP Morgan upgrade, tied to Base token and Coinbase One growth potential. Intel pops 6% as CEO unveils bold new chip strategy following robust Q3 earnings. And finally, Super Microcomputer drops 9% on Q1 revenue miss and weaker forecast. Now if we look just below that, you'll see that the last purchase we did was 6 days ago, so we're not quite at the 1 week mark as yet, but I do literally just do these streams one per week, and just depending on when I'm free to do it. So this is going to be the one for this week. Right, now that we've had a look at that, let's just scroll down and see if there's anything else worth having a look at. So actually, interestingly enough, looking at the stats here for the 1 day, the market was actually at 97.56 at some point this morning, and it's actually currently at its sort of lower point for the day, and looking at the 52 weeks rolling period, if you like, obviously that is completely the inverse. The market is at its highest point, near enough, in the last rolling 12 months. There are some figures there, as you can see, for annualized performance. Some information about the fund allocation. You might not be able to see it, this small text there, but it says the fund seeks to track the performance of the Standard & Poor's 500 index. So Standard & Poor, more often abbreviated to S&P. So there we go for that. Now, if you have been following the journey so far, you'll know that each week I invest 120 theoretical pounds into the market. So let's go ahead and do that. It's a buy operation. So we're buying the Vanguard S&P 500 exchange traded fund. This is a theoretical portfolio, if you like. These are it's a practice account on Trading 212. I do also have my own personal account, which I keep private for obvious reasons. But at the current market value, £120 is going to buy us roughly 1.2 shares. Where possible, I trade on the open market. The market is open currently, so we will hit the review button. It's a market buy, so I've not set any stops or limits or anything like that. Free commission. So as I say, although these are theoretical pounds, it's a theoretical investment on a practice platform, the market data, the actual price shown for the stock is current. That is accurate. The only thing that I've noticed so far that maybe isn't as accurate is dividends. In the practice platform, you don't get any dividends added onto your portfolio as you go, but no matter. So we did buy 1.2 shares. The purchase price was 97.36. Let's hit OK on that. And the figures have updated here. As you can see, the portfolio value has just tipped over the £30,000, and as I say, that's after 3 years and 30 weeks of investing in this way through the practice platform. And I mean, where else would you get a return of 34%? To me, that is quite astonishing. I had no idea really how things were going to go when I started this experiment. I mean, I had faith in the method, no doubt about that, but so far it has certainly met my expectations. Now, I forget what the previous average purchase price was. That will have increased slightly. It's now sitting at 72.64. And I suppose as this gap between the average purchase price and the current market value widens, we will see this figure or the increase in average purchase price increase ever so slightly more. Although that said, the more you have invested, the less ability you have to influence the average purchase price overall. So, with that said, I don't think there's really very much more to say about it. If you're interested in following the journey, I stream every week. So you can follow the journey by hitting the subscribe button, and I suppose if you particularly liked this episode, you could hit the thumbs up. But other than that, not much remains other than me to wish you a good week, and thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing, give us a thumbs up, and return again next week for more. I'll be back with that, all being well, and that's it for today. Bye.